What's going on, guys? I'm just sitting around here at the house today. I was doing a few modifications to my Rex 607 here, as you can see. I make a lot of my own hunting gear. Well, I've been making my own saddle hunting gear for a while now, but I'm starting to branch off into like backpacks, start to try to make backpacks and stuff. But as you can see on my previous video, and I might start working on other stuff. But what I got here is a Rex 607. Just to play it's just a straight stitch machine. It doesn't zigzag or no fancy stitching, just a plain straight stitch, which is all I needed. And I mean, it stitches real good. But I just wanted to post this video up for you guys that maybe for any of you that's got one of these, which it's just a copy of the Sailrite, basically is all it is. But I couldn't afford a Sailrite, so this is what I got, and it works. It works good. I mean, the machining parts on the inside maybe ain't as top quality as the Sailrite, but I mean, it does the job for me, and it does an excellent job, really. But I did upgrade it with the Sailrite thread length adjuster. As you can see here, you can stop it, because on the other plate, let me get it here. You can see this was the original plate right here, and I had to put markings right here and here to where I needed to, stop and have about pretty well the same stitch length. And that just got old after a little bit. I mean, I ain't had this machine long, but it just got old doing that. And I seen Sailrite sold these, because I think it comes standard on their machines, but they sold it separate. So I went and ordered one. And then another thing that got aggravating to me was on these copies here, when you lower the lever, you had to raise it back up by hand, because it wouldn't just go back up on its own. And I noticed all the Sailrite machines, they're like spring loaded. They come down, you let go of them, and they go right back up, which I'm used to from using my older machine right there. But so I liked that idea, and I figured I'd see if I couldn't figure out how they did it. So I'll show you here what I did and how Sailrites basically works. I seen how one of their diagrams was and how theirs worked, and I just kind of went through there and made the modification to mine, and it works a whole lot better, because I mean, you let down on it to reverse stitch, and it goes right back up on its own, which is a whole lot easier, because there's times I've put it down and means it don't go back up. I have to physically move it up. There'll be times I'd have it down and completely forget about it and go to stitch again, and boom, I'm still going in reverse. But and there'll be times I'd stop in reverse, and then I'd go to start another stitch or whatever on on the different side of the material or whatever, and I'd still be in reverse, and that just got aggravating. So I'll show you here what I've done. And if you got one of these Rex 607s, or I'd almost say pretty much any of the Sailrite clones, the copies of the Sailrite LS1s or LSZ1s or whatever, this model probably work, I'd say. All right, guys, this might be kind of hard to see, but as you can see, let me get a screwdriver here. The lever for your forward and reverse stitch is right here, which comes out here. This piece right here, I should have showed you this while I was doing it, but the piece that's right here that's attached to it, you can take this screw out over here, pull it out, and then this piece will slide off a little square block that moves right inside there. And what you do is you take that piece out, and as you can see, hopefully, back here in the back, if you can kind of see right there, there's a lip that runs down right there, runs down in there, and at the bottom of it, you can just drill a wee little hole, and if you can see the spring right in there, you attach that spring into that hole that you drill in there. You just drill a small hole, and there's already a hole. Let's see if I can get it down there in the bottom. As you can see down there at the bottom of the spring, down there, there's already a hole in the main base for the spring. I don't know why they didn't just add the spring. I guess maybe for cost, but as you can see, there's the hole down there, and you attach the spring. After you drill the hole in this piece right back here, but like I said, you want to drill it in the back lip that's towards the back of the machine, down towards the bottom of that lip, that little piece right there, it runs all the way down. You want to drill a hole right in the bottom of it, and then you'll run your spring down, like I said, and connect into that hole that's already in the bottom of your machine. At least it's in the bottom of the Rexes. I'm not sure about the Consos or whatever the other copies and stuff are, but it's in the bottom of this one, so it's probably in the bottom of those too. And then you just attach that spring, and then in the end, what that gets you is, I mean, it's basically, if you've used any other type of machine, they're all spring loaded, most of them. Now, I mean, the old Singers and stuff like that, when they're not, but I deal with it because I don't sew real heavy stuff with it. I just sew the lighter stuff with it, and I'm still bad about sometimes leaving it up, but I'm afraid to take it apart because I don't even know, it's a little different. I don't even know if you can get inside of it. I guess you can, but anyway, back to this one. But this makes it just a whole lot easier. So you just, I mean, you can just lower the lever, do your reverse, and then it just goes back up on its own. I mean, I don't let it fly back up. I mean, I just let it push my hand back up with it. But that definitely makes a world of difference for me. So if you got a Rex 607 or the Rex 607Z or whatever it is, I'm sure it'll work the same. I'm not sure because they're a little different up in here. But pretty much any of the clones, the Sailrite clones, I think you can do this mod too. And it doing that spring mod and then adding the stitch length adjusters here just makes a world of difference on these machines. Now these ain't, I think these are, I think $40 or $50 for this, which is kind of steep because it ain't really nothing but plastic is all that is. I mean, other than the little tits here on the adjusters, but they're, I don't know if they're aluminum or metal, but it's a pretty robust plastic. I mean, it's not real thin or nothing. It's probably 1/4 inch. Well, I don't know if it's quite a 1/4 inch, but it's pretty robust plastic. So I'd say it's definitely gonna hold up. Which Sailrite, from what I understand, they make all, you know, good quality stuff. But like I said, again, if you got one of these machines, that's definitely a good upgrade. And I'll eventually be upgrading to either the Sailrite Monster Wheel or or get me a servo motor. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm probably going to end up going with the servo motor just because it's easier to adjust, you know, to turn the speed up or down and slow it down a little bit, because this thing can get away from me. Because these throttles on these regular clutch motors are just you know, it's hard to control them. So I'm definitely going to either upgrade to a servo motor or a Monster Wheel. Whenever I do that, if I don't forget, I'll make a video on that, show you how I install that and how that works. But this, like I said, this thing here can get away from me. So these are pretty good machines. At least this one is. I bought this one used. It needs cleaned up a little bit. As you can see, I mean, it had a little bit of surface rust, but that was nothing too problemsome. I just, you know, I re-oiled everything, and I keep it old, good and old. So that's the main thing with these machines, is keep them good and old. Not too much oil, but you definitely want some oil on them. You know, of course, check your belts every now and then, but it definitely will do some sewing. So thank y'all for watching, and if you got any questions on these machines for me or anything, just leave them down in the comments. Like I said, I use this to make saddles. As you can see back here, I've got several saddles hanging back there, a backpack I made. And that's not all the saddles I've made, but I make my own aiders and pouches and everything with, I mean, all the saddles, all the heavy duty sewing is done with this. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. Thank y'all for watching. If you would, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to, and let us know what you think about our channel. We'll catch y'all on the next one.